Let me ask you. Unajiamini, unajidhalilisha, unaona kwamba hautoshi mboga. Even when people tell you you're good enough, even when people celebrate what you've done, but you keep second guessing yourself. And because of that, you have lost opportunities, you have lost money, you have lost relationships, you have lost friendships because of something we call imposter syndrome. And the reason why we are talking about it today is because nimepata DMs nyingi sana, and specifically kutoka kwa wanawake. Anjogu, can you bring somebody on the set and we address the issue of imposter syndrome, kujidharau na kutokujiamini. So I have Rebecca Wamwene,
yes,
kwa set therapist. We met her during our last episode, post-Valentine's shenanigans, all right? And I will also give her another chance to introduce herself again. Rebecca, and good to see you.
Good to see you, Anne.
Thank
you very much.
Yeah.
Just like I said last time, I'm Rebecca Wamwene. Rebecca Wamwene is a therapist, that is a counseling psychologist. And Rebecca is also an author. I have written 3 books and very many other articles that I have written. And I'm also a preacher and I work with a church. I'm an evangelist. I work with the church and mostly I work with families because my area is family trauma therapy and chemical and non-chemical addictions. And many people have forgotten about the non-chemicals or they don't even know about the non-chemicals. So that is my area, the non-chemicals, especially when it comes to sex addiction, it comes to betting, it comes to all those things that are non-chemicals.
Even internet addiction. Scrolling on TikTok the entire day.
Internet.
Mpaka mgongo inakaa hivi.
Oh my Jesus, it has broken families. It has made our young people commit suicide because you felt like you're not good enough. You looked at, by the way, the imposter syndrome you're talking about. They have found themselves comparing with the people that are online and they're feeling like, well, me, I don't measure up, so I don't even deserve to be within the same age line.
Okay. So talking about imposter syndrome, Rebecca, because I'm very sure kuna mtu ambaye amesikia imposter syndrome for the first time. So natafuta kamusi dictionary to Google. Can you break down for us in layman's language, kwa lugha ya kawaida, imposter syndrome ni nini?
Imposter syndrome ni kujidunisha. Kujidunisha. Get that. Kujidunisha. Hujadunishwa na mtu. Hakuna mtu amekwambia you've done it wrongly. Hakuna mtu amekwambia you are not successful enough. It is you who told yourself. Kujidunisha wewe mwenyewe. Maybe you have done something so successful, but you still feel like you don't deserve the success. You don't deserve the success. Like, am I the one who have come up with this? Am I the one who have taught people and they got this? Am I the one who did exams and I got this grade? I don't think this grade belongs to me. Unajidunisha, unajivuta chini, unajiweka mahali ambapo we hufai. Na when you become so successful in life, maybe you got a lot of wealth and a lot of money, you begin now even getting the fear of thinking that people will think about you as a fraud. Wewe ni mtu ambaye uliibia watu pesa.
Uliiba pesa
ndio ukue venye uko, wewe hukupata pesa. Ama they will think about you as a devil worshipper. You can't think of them coming to benchmark with you like, help us know, how did you navigate until you were able to get where you are? You are always thinking on the negative, that they will view me from the negative perspective. So, imposter syndrome ni kujidunisha na kujiona hufai. Even when you're successful, you feel like the success should not be attributed to you.
Demystify for us, is imposter syndrome an issue of women alone? Because just like nilimesema nikianza show, kwamba nimepata DMs nyingi sana Rebecca, za wanawake wanasema aki ya njogu. Can you talk about imposter syndrome? Is it an issue of the female gender or even men also struggle na imposter syndrome?
Even men struggle with the imposter syndrome. And like I said, I am as a counselor psychologist, and what I do what we call bibliotherapy. Bibliotherapy is that I will bring to you a personality in the Bible, and I will show you they went through this, how did they handle it. So now when it comes to the imposter syndrome, think about someone like Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth was a man. He was dropped one time. And because of being dropped and he became lame, now he thought to himself, even if success would come my way, it doesn't belong to me. It doesn't look like me. So when he was presented before David, who wanted to reward him, David is addressing him as someone executive. Sit on the high table. Come, let you dine with me. I want to reward you. See what he says. Now, what is the reason you would reward me, O king, a dead dog like me?
Alijita umbwa.
Imagine.
Kwa sababu ya ulemavu.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome makes you bring yourself down. There are men who will always feel insufficient, they are not enough. They will even go and, even when they are talking to their wives, they will begin by, I know you already know I cannot measure up.
Nani amesema hivyo?
Like seriously, then what are you doing with me?
Yeah.
You already know you cannot measure up with me. Ungekuwa umekanyanga kubwa kubwa. So imposter syndrome is with everybody. It cuts across. Because it is a way ya kwamba wewe mwenyewe unajidunisha. Kuna wanaume ambao wanajidunisha proper. Na kuna wanawake pia ambao wanajidunisha. So it is for everybody.
Okay.
Yes.
I know you have a story, Rebecca.
Yes.
Wewe mwenyewe ukigrow, umestruggle sana na imposter syndrome.
Yes.
And utatueleza as we move along, whether it is something that you really overcome completely. But before that, can we get to know whether imposter syndrome inajipresent the same way in both genders? How do you spot imposter syndrome in men and also imposter syndrome in women? Yeah.
Mostly imposter syndrome in men presents itself by them feeling like the success they have doesn't belong to them. They feel like, I have succeeded a lot, I have earned a lot, I have a name, I have wealth, I have everything. This wealth, ni mimi. And the way I was born and raised from a very poor background, and the way hata masomo sina mingi, mwanamke alinikubali. Na yeye venye amesoma na amefika hapa. Like how the men will view the success as if it doesn't belong to them. Washajidunisha to the extent ya kwamba, this woman deserved another man. This woman, exactly. And some of them will even verbalize, that is the worst part of it. They will even verbalize the kujidunisha. And the moment you verbalize, you pull yourself down and that is it. And they will feel like people will think, if they know that I have this kind of wealth, they will think of me as a fraud. They will think of me kama wash. They will think of me all those negative things. Instead of them imagining that people will think of me like someone who started from nothing to something. Nimefika hapa. And so you will find that they will even hide their status. Some of them will not even want to drive good cars because they don't want people to know they are wealthy. Others will even just go and eat in kiosks. They will not go to big hotels because they don't want people to know they got money.
See, humility. It's not humility.
It isn't.
Okay.
Humility will not deny you from going to good places. You can be at the very best place and you're still, you got humility, you're still humble. Yes. So humility is all about you respecting others and allowing them to know that even the success that I have comes from God, not from my own effort.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you now pull yourself down and you always keep on beating yourself down in everything so that you can be able to communicate to people that mimi niko humble. Apana.
So men deny their success.
They deny their success. When it comes to ladies, ladies with imposter syndrome, they will fear to begin anything.
Initiate.
They will fear. They will fear to begin anything because they imagine, if I start it, I will surely fail.
Okay.
Tell them to start a business. What? Me, I can't. I imagine that even so and so started and they failed. I can't. So they begin even measuring themselves with others and they want to imagine that if the others failed, they are also failure. So fear is one of the elements that will be so visible in the women who have got imposter syndrome. Wanajidunisha, wanajivuruta kule chini na kujionyeshana venye wao they can't. Then number two, they will always build on the past failure.
Nilijaribu ikashindikana.
past failure, they will always want to talk about it. By the way, if I can tell you how I used to do 1, 2, 3, how I used to, now you ask them, and what happened? Well, me, since the day I failed, I can't. So they build on the past failure every other time. So those 3 things, comparing themselves with others, fear of ever making a move. And number 3, building on past failures. Those are readies.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, when you talk about women now, fearing to initiate, Rebecca, maybe somebody might ask now, what is the difference between having imposter syndrome and you just being careful with life? Because also, starting things, you don't just start from the blues. Maybe you're just being calculating, you're just being careful. But maybe somebody looks at it and says, hii kitu ni imposter syndrome. Answer. Yeah.
So the difference happens when that person will have to block even ideas. You can fear to start something, maybe, but you sit down with a person. You tell them, me, I think I want to start 1, 2, 3, 4, but then I fear A, B, C, D. And these people bring in ideas and they want to explore with you. Any idea you block, that one. So you tell them, how about you think of getting into maybe tuseme like a group of people, zile chama wa mama wanafanya, and then the day you will be given that money, you go and invest maybe half of it. Hiyo najua tu haiwezi succeed. Then you bring in another idea and aigonga. That is when it is imposter. But when it is, how about you think going and doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this person says, okay, I can think of using a quarter of what I will get, then I see how it happens. So now that is being careful. That is being careful. But when you block everything, then that is where the red flag is seen.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we get to your story, Rebecca, maybe somebody is thinking that I don't think imposter syndrome is such a big deal. But from where you sit as a therapist, there are consequences for having imposter syndrome. And we might need to know the seriousness of that. Ndio, tuamke, tujiamini, and we move. Yeah.
Especially hapo penye umesema tujiamini. Tujiamini, that is the bottom line. Now, the consequences, they may not be consequences that people would refer to as consequences, because people want to think of consequences as something that is harmful to you, something that will hurt you one day. But some of the worst consequences is you going down the grave having not maximized on your potential. So the imposter syndrome will keep you down there. Yes, maybe you're married, you are someone's wife, but you're just there. You do nothing. You don't go anywhere. You don't even show any effort of doing anything. So life for you is just flat. You wake up in the morning, you are a housewife, you are fed, you are brought money for, everything is taken care of, but you're just there.
But somebody might ask, and is there anything wrong in being a housewife?
No.
Actually, there are men who love women who are housewives.
Yes.
Because they tend to feel it is their right, their responsibility actually to provide for the women. Yeah.
And it is very okay. Even you can decide to be a housewife. But there's a difference between a housewife who has a purpose she's living for and a housewife who is just there to just be there. Those are the women you will hear complaining. You know me, I just stay in the house because my husband doesn't want me to do anything. But the housewife who is there on purpose, you ask them, do you work? They will tell you, yes, I do. What do you usually do? They will now tell you, I am a house manager, I am a housewife. I stay at home, I take care of the family, I make sure that I manage my husband, I manage his emotions and everything. But this other one, they are the complainants. So you will be able to tell who is in the house because that is their purpose to be there, and who is in the house because this potential that has been blocked. They had never known who they are, and even if they knew who they are, they covered who they were because of fear of the unknown. Yes. So when this woman blocks everything and is just seated there, the worst consequence is you dying, having not maximized on your potential. And so you will go, even when you're going down the grave, you will be saying, by the way, you see even what they are doing. Imagine me, I know I can do it. Imagine me, I know I can sing. Imagine me, I know I can dance. Imagine, but you never danced. So how does it help?
Yeah.
It doesn't help in anything. You know, in my book, Damage the Damage, I have written a story about a philosopher by the name Kierkegaard. Kierkegaard gave a story, an illustration of some ducks that used to stay somewhere, and for him, he says the ducks were born again. I don't know why he thought of them as Christians. So he says that the goose, not even ducks, they were geese, they were born again. And so every Sunday they used to meet and praise the Lord. We thank God for giving us for giving us wings to fly, and they would flap them. You see how we are, and they would even fly and go up to far as where the fence, the height of the fence, and roost there, praising God that we can be able to fly, and say we are not like the rats, they can only walk on the ground. We are not, we can do more than just being.
You see pride.
Sasa, they were either bragging or praising God, whatever it is. But now Kierkegaard says, they kept on meeting there and telling one another, when we look up there, we can see that we have our cousins and our sisters and our brothers up there, the eagle, the what, and name them. So we are going to fly and get to say hi to them. But that Sunday would end, and the highest they would have gone is the fence. Then come back to the ground. Come the next Sunday, fence, back to the ground. Even geese never go. The highest they can fly.
It is true.
Is over the wall. Because they kept on singing and praising how far they can go, but they never went.
They never went.
A woman with an imposter syndrome will keep on telling you how much they can do. By the way, if I would go to Gekomba, I know I can be I can be the biggest bell seller. I can be the biggest Mutumba seller. They will tell you of the many things they will do, but they will just be like the geese. The highest they can go is over the wall. They never fly.
They never actualize.
And that is the worst consequence. Yes.
I hear you, Rebecca. Now, this imposter syndrome inatokanga wapi specifically? Because kabla tuanze our episode here, you had a chit chat with our director, and wakati ulikuwa nazungumzia ukamuuliza, what's your personality? Does it have anything to do with somebody's personality to have the imposter syndrome?
The imposter syndrome it can have a lot of causes. Number one, it could be, in fact, if you remember yourself when you were a very young girl, that woman with an imposter syndrome, remember yourself as a very young girl. When you were asked, whom do you want to be when you grow up? You were very chubby. You could say, hey, when I grow up, I want to be a pilot. I want to be da. Where did that young girl go to? So what are some of the reasons that can bring that? It is when your personality has become compromised by trauma. Some of us are sanguines. A sanguine is a monkey, if you liken that with an animal. A monkey. Monkeys never rest. They're all over. They jump from one tree to another. They are very, they are full of joy and happiness and everything. Then all of a sudden, when you grow up, you become a giraffe or an ant. You're just there. You want to always make sure that you vuruta neck yako. Unavuruta shingo ndio watu wanione. It's like there's something you feel inakufinya chini. So the imposter syndrome comes when you want to be something that you are not. Are you a monkey? Be the monkey. Are you a giraffe? Be the giraffe. Are you an auntie? So auntie ina
Kale
kasiafu. Wewe ni siafu. Tembea huku chini, fanya vitu zako, wacha kutaka kuonekana, siafu hata huwa wanajificha sana. You rarely see them.
Unless wakuume.
Unless wakuume ndio utajua alikuwa na exist. Unaona? Na huyu siafu anataka kukua giraffe all of a sudden. Of course atakuwa threatened. Because how do I become that giraffe? Atakuwa threatened. Na ataona they are not measuring up. It is simply because you're doing what you're not supposed to do. Remain in your terrain. Remain in your environment. So that is one. Number two, it could be as a result of trauma. Trauma from where? Maybe you grew up in a situation where everybody used to put you down. Everybody used to tell you that you can never make it. Whenever you initiated anything, it was hit even before it thrived. And you were shown how unimportant that is. And so you got the fear of ever even suggesting anything.
Yeah.
And so even wherever you go, hata kwa mikutano ukienda ukiuliza, utasema nini? Hivyo tu wamesema. And maybe you had a very good idea that would have taken that group very many places. So inakufinya because the way you grew up, you were shown that you can never be able to make it. Then number 3, fear of the unknown. And this one happens to all of us. But when it goes overboard, and this is why we tell people, go for counseling. Don't diagnose yourself and tell yourself, this fear is too much. Me, I feel like I need to go and take some antidepressants or something. No, don't diagnose yourself. Fear of the unknown. Suppose I start and I fail. It happens to all of us, by the way, because no one knows tomorrow. It happens to all of us, fear of the unknown. But then you must tell yourself, I'm going to challenge this fear of the unknown and tell myself, I'm not the first one to fail. There are others ahead of me who failed, and they still continued trying and trying and trying until they achieved what they would have wanted.
Unajua nimekujua for some time, Rebecca, na nakuangalia na uliza jamani, sasa wewe ni mtu ambaye ulistruggle na imposter syndrome?
Sana.
How?
Sana, very seriously. And the reason why I struggled with that, like I have told you, it is because growing up, I was always told very many negative things. I have been raised from a very humble background. Poverty was like our food.
Home ni wapi?
Every time. Home kwetu ni Nyandarua.
Actually, nilipoona ukilima, ulikuwa umevaa sweater na socks, nikasema this must be a very cold place. Mahali watu wanalima wakiwa na sweater.
Very cold. Yes, I'm born and raised in Nyandarua.
Okay.
But the place I am married to is even colder. It is worse.
Uko ni wapi?
I'm married in a place called Shamata. Shamata Kaheho.
Shamata is where? In Laikipia, Nyandarua?
It is also in Nyandarua, but now where I am born, side yake iko na jua kidogo, the temperatures are better. It's a distance away, a very long distance away. So it is this extreme of Nyandarua, and then I'm married in this other extreme of
Wacha tusalimia watu wa Nyandarua. Hi Nyandarua people, we
Hi
love
Nyandarua,
you.
Kipipiri, how are you?
Kipipiri, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
So, so I have been raised from a very humble background where poverty was the order of the day. And so I grew up knowing kurarukiwa, kufanya nini, and so I always used to be sidelined. And because of that, the people mkona wao kwa shule and everything, the other pupils, they are listened to. Even in class, when they give a suggestion in class, they will be listened to. But wewe, hata ukienda kusema kitu, even before the statement is over, ushagongwa. Aiwe nyamaza.
Nao ni walimu.
What are you telling us? Even teachers.
Okay.
Imagine. Teachers, and now the pupils learnt that. So because they see you as a person who can never say anything, after all, umerarukiwa, and you know the shame of kurarukiwa. So like sometimes nguo imeraruka, unaenda ukiwa umeishikilia as a girl, umeishikilia hivi. So even you don't want to be seen by people a lot. So I grew up being put down, kudunishwa na wengine, until I embraced it. And it became my lifestyle. So when I grew up, I knew I can't start anything. Me. Siwezi fanya chochote changu. So unless I come, nikuulize, si uniajiri tu. Hata kama utanipea tu kazi ya kukuoshea manguo, ama kukuchotea maji, tu mimi niko sawa. And then it was compounded by the death of my father. Immediately I finished Form 4. And when my father died, my results were not good enough. My Form 4 results were not good enough to take me direct to the campus. And so the voice that I first encountered was that this one cannot amount to anything. Resort slip cannot amount to anything. In fact, it was thrown. It can't amount to anything simply because it can't direct go to the campus. But it could have gone to college. Yes, because it is the same one that I have used even up to now. I have never
to
gone
have a
back
master's.
to Form 4. I've not gone to Form 4. Yes. So now that one again made me know where life for me was meant for me to just be a backbencher. Bali sana nisiwahi onekana. Then now I got married. I got married to a man. He and I were unemployed. We didn't have any jobs.
Jobless
we didn't
corner.
have nothing. Tuko jobless corner. Sisi ni wale wa kuhaso kutafuta. So when I got to giving birth, we were so poor such that even getting food was a problem. I used to go hungry when pregnant. So at that particular moment, I knew I can never talk anywhere. I can never tell anybody anything. Trauma made me get that imposter syndrome where I never believed in myself. I never believed in myself.
How was it manifesting in your life?
It was manifesting through fear, through shame, through doubts. Someone would come and tell me, because I used to preach, someone would come and tell me, I remember there was a guy who always used to tell me, by the way, do you know you are a very good teacher of the word? And I would tell him, never tell me that again. Do you hear? Okay. Me, I can never be a teacher of the word. Tafadhali. Na kama unataka tukosane, I can never be a teacher.
Mbona unakuwa mkali?
Serious. I used to really block everything. Yeah. My mentor one time told me, do you know you are very, very gifted and you really can talk to women and they be able to pick themselves from where they are. Let me tell you, if my mentor did not have a good heart and know that I am working on a person who must get out of the nest, get out of the rut she is stuck in, hiyo day hatungewahi ongeleshana.
Ulimwambia nini?
Because nilimwambia shindwe.
Kwa ofisi.
Shindwe. And she was a pastor. She is a pastor even now.
Yeah.
Shindwe. Usiwahi niambia hivyo mam. Mimi niongelesha wa mama niwaambie nini? Okay. Mimi mwenyewe ukiniangalia hivi nimejifanyia nini?
Wow.
Ndio niambia mtu kitu. She just laughed the way umecheka. Akacheka. Then akaniambia, ebu keti, because I had stood up.
Ulikuwa umesimama?
Si ndio.
You were irritated already.
Yeah. So that I drive the point home that I can never make it. There is nothing good that can come out of me. Yes, that was me. It manifested in fear, self-doubt, shame and guilt, everything. Yes.
So she told you to sit down.
She told me, ebu sit down. Explain to me what you mean by you not making an impact on anybody. And then I explained everything. Uliona ule mtu alipatwa na Yesu pale kwa 38 years kwa pool anaambiwa ati do you want to be healed? The first statement he says, I can't. Imagine. Na hajaulizwa unataka kurushwa kwa pool. Ameulizwa do you want to be healed? I can't.
Yeah. Sina mtu wa kunirusha.
Unashanga unajibu nini? What are you answering
I
to?
Can't.
I can't. That was me. So then akaniambia, okay, now Keti, ni explainie how it is. Wow. I explained everything of how. When I was in primary school, I was told this by this. Even my parents told me one day, even this. I finished explaining and then she asked me, okay, are you done? Then I'm like, yes. And now she started showing me how I have a mask that appears like a dress. Actually, she stood up, took a gown that was in her office and she wore it, covered herself with that gown. And she told me, this is you. What can you see? Nothing. Naona mtu amefunikwa tu, anatembea. Then akaitoa, akaniambia, that is you. If you want to live like this, you make a choice. Do you want to live this way or this way?
Yeah.
The covered or the uncovered?
Yeah.
Choose between the two. And of course, I picked the uncovered,
although
hesitant.
Because you're like, okay, what do I do with this?
But she really uncovered me. By the way, she is the reason I am this way. Yes.
I think we might need to sit with your therapist also, because we have heard a lot about her.
About her, my mentor.
Yeah.
My mentor. She lives in California.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We can do a Zoom. You never know.
Yeah, we can do it. By the way.
We can do a Zoom.
By the way.
We can organize though.
We can.
Now, so at the end of the day, Rebecca, is imposter syndrome, coming off the imposter syndrome, is it a process or it's a one-time thing that you can really put off immediately and your life goes back to normal setting?
It's a whole process. It's a whole process. I'm very illustrational even when I'm talking with my clients because apart from counseling psychology, I have gone further and trained as a mindset coach.
Yeah.
In counseling, we say the client knows the way.
Yeah.
So if she was my counselor that time, she would have told me, oh, okay, I hear you. And But now the mindset coach will work with me and help me. So I'm very illustrational. And the illustration I bring when I talk about anything that you want to overcome, including the imposter syndrome, is the birth of a calf and the birth of a human being. If a cow gives birth now, in the next 10 minutes or 20, that calf will be running all over, everywhere. If a human being gives birth now, how long will the child take even before they are able to know how to breastfeed? Uko pale, unajaribu kumpea, even the
mpaka unaumwa,
inauma, hajui, because it is a process. It is a process. Before huyo mtoto ajue hata kufuata macho, mkono ukiinua hivi ajue kufuata huo mkono kwenye unaenda. Months have passed. So everything God created in a human being is a process.
It's a process.
An imposter syndrome is a process. At that particular moment you're born, unajaribu kunyonyeshwa, huelewi ni namna gani, hujui ni aje, yet the calf alishanyonya na akaenda anakimbia kule. So it is a process. Don't wake up one morning and tell yourself, Mimi, now I am out of this. Now that shows that you have a disorder. If you were to wake up one morning from the imposter syndrome and you have changed, there's a disorder in you. You are not okay. But when you go through a process, pole pole, kidogo, jana ali manage, the following day ako like, no, it's okay. Walk with that person, hold their hands, move them slow but sure, and they will get there. It's a process.
There's a certain report I was reading, done by the BBC some years ago, and it was talking about how women approach corporate opportunities. I'll give you an example. And they were talking of, in case a job has been advertised, the number of men who will apply to that position, even when they know very well they are not qualified for that position, is just way too much, as compared to the number of women who will apply to the same position, yet they know very well they are qualified for the position. So I tend to feel like the imposter syndrome kind of a thing lies too much on the female gender. And I'll give you an example where, as a radio host, I usually reach out to females when I want to host them for my shows. And ukipigia mwanamke anakwambia, "Aki, Ana, you sure? Ayayaya, sasa nitaweza kweli? Aki, Kiswahili nitaweza kweli?" Compare with a man. You call a man like this, they are ready to go and they are charged. So I tend to feel women, we kind of doubt ourselves too much on that.
I would say it all depends with what area you are addressing when we talk about the imposter syndrome. Because again, when you come to this other end of talking about women, if there are people who are risk takers, they are women. Men will take their time. They will struggle with thinking, should I plunge in this? Whereas the woman, they are risk takers. They will be innate like God knows how. So it depends with the area that we are
The dynamics are different, right?
The dynamics are different. Which is this area we are talking about? Where are we? What is it that we are really addressing? What could show as imposter syndrome in male may not be the same that will show in the female, and may not be the same. Yani, it will differ from one gender to another. Yes.
For those parents who have children, are you able to spot a child with imposter syndrome in the house in comparison to the siblings who don't have the imposter syndrome?
Very well, and that is where parenting now happens. I talk about a farmer parent. A farmer parent is that parent who will go ameplant vitu zake zenye ameplant, but kwa hiyo farm akona carrot, akona cabbage, akona mahindi, akona all those things. They are there. Of course, their behavior is not the same, even to the climate, even to the weather, even to the rain, even growth yake, speed yake, and everything. If a parent is a farmer, they will be able to pick that this child has an imposter syndrome. And they will not compare that child with this other, because that might not be imposter syndrome. It could be individuality. Individuality.
They're just different.
They're just different. So if you find that this one is able to confront an issue here, don't compare it with this other person telling them, can't you be like so and so, or can't you do like so and so, who have been able to do this and that, because that might not be their area. So the farmer parent is able to pick the difference in the plants in the farm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As we conclude, Rebecca, as a human being, is imposter syndrome a good thing?
I would say no.
Yeah.
As a human being,
Yeah.
it is not a good thing because it is something that inakudunisha, inakuvuruta chini. And so we wouldn't say kitu ambayo inanidunisha ni kitu mzuri.
Yeah.
But then maybe someone out there is asking, how do I overcome? Or how did I also overcome that? Number one, my mentor taught me 3 things, and I have put them in my book, Damage the Damage. She taught me 3D. 3D. D number 1, she taught me to declutter. Declutter. Get into my store. That is my mind.
Yeah.
Because that is where the store is. Remove everything that was told me that made me feel like I am insufficient. Everything that made me feel like I'll never be able to make anything. Whatever it is, whether it was an action, whether it was a word, whether it was whatever, spoken or said or done to me, I declutter.
Yeah.
Declutter is removing anything that is of not value where you are. So is that thought of any value? Is that belief of any value? Is that how you feel of any value to you? Declutter, number 1. You remove everything. Then number 2, demystify failure. Demystify failure. Many people will think failure is final. I failed, and so I can never make it. Demystify failure. How? Treat failure as a lesson to you.
Yeah.
Lesson ilikuonyesha that the reason why I failed here is this and this and this. How about if I do it differently?
Yeah.
Demystify failure. Failure is not supposed to be final. It's not supposed to make you feel less. It is not supposed to condemn you. It is supposed to mold you. It is supposed to teach you.
Yeah.
It is supposed to help you raise a standard.
Yeah.
And in demystifying failure, check your internal dialogue. What you tell yourself, your whole body listens.
Unajiambianga nini?
Your whole body listens. Your toes hear what you said, your fingers heard, your eyes heard, your ears heard, everything about you heard. And they begin behaving the same way that you told them. So you get into an interview room, you try to explain yourself because you left the house saying,
mpaka mate inakauka mdomo.
Imagine, mimi mwenye niliscore a D+. Akina wenye wamekuja hapa wako na A, sijui wako na nini. What you tell yourself, your whole body listens. So, demystify failure. Then number 3, dress to win. Dress to win. You know, we usually say, you address your address.
Yeah.
Your dress is not heavy. It is the way you dress your mind, the way you dress your thoughts, the way you dress your approach to things, the way you dress to win. Ukitoka hivi, hata kwa nyumba unajiangalia tu hivi, prophesy to yourself, I'm dressed to win. Mimi kenye nimeendea, lazima nitapata. So even if you don't get it that day, unatoka hapa ukisema, najua nitapata. It is only that today I missed it. Tomorrow I will capture it. Dressed to win.
All right.
The 3D. Okay. And they're the ones that drive me.
All right. Did you get the 3Ds? I don't know, but me, I got them. And we are dressing to win. That is Rebecca.
Yes.
Wamwene.
Yes.
You can always find her on social media. On TikTok,
Therapist Wamwene.
On Facebook,
Therapist Wamwene.
Yeah.
IG, Therapist Wamwene.
Uko kila mahali.
Everywhere.
Sawa, sawa.
Yes.
And by the way, for those people who might want to reach out to us, you might want to advertise on our channel. You might want to partner with us. What we need to do, you can DM myself. And there's a number that is going to run through the scroll, all right? You can call that number, and then we get to see how we can partner with each other so that we make the production a success. And of course, kuna vitabu hapa, Rebecca, they DM you, all right?
Yes, they DM me,
Damage
or DM
the Damage.
you too.
Yes, Damage the Damage,
Yes.
that's one of them. Out of the Nest, another beautiful piece. And of course, this was your first one, right?
Yes, my first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
From near defeat to great victory.
Yes.
You can DM her, DM me, and then you get these great resources to improve on your life. Until next time, I'm Jogu here. Subscribe. Tupatane mbele mbele. Asante.